If a power supply is misbehaving, one of the first suspects is the bridge rectifier. Unfortunately though, when they fail, they usually do it quietly and without any obvious visible damage. A bridge rectifier is just four diodes arranged to turn AC alternating current into DC direct current. And if even one of those diodes fails, the whole circuit stops doing what you expect. The good news though is you can usually test a bridge rectifier in just a couple of minutes with a multimeter in the diode test mode. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how to do that step by step. Bridge rectifiers come in different shapes and sizes, but generally they'll look something like these ones here, a square or rectangular shape with 4 pins. They'll also often have markings like you can see here, which tell us exactly what each pin represents. On this one, we have 2 pins marked with a tilde, which tells us these are the AC input pins. One is marked plus for our positive DC output pin, and finally one is marked minus for negative. Sometimes you might encounter a rectifier without markings, but there are some other clues to look for. On this same component, even if the markings had worn off and were unreadable, note the beveled corner here and the corresponding longer pin. These tell us that this is the DC positive output pin, which tells us the opposite pin is negative and the 2 center pins are our AC input. On this square-shaped rectifier, note that one of the spade terminals is orientated differently from the other 3, and this again indicates it's the positive DC output terminal. And that tells us that the one that's diagonally opposite is our negative, and the remaining 2 are our AC inputs. Like all electronic components, they can fail due to heat, overload, or just simply from age. And this is where your multimeter comes in, as we can test each of the 4 internal diodes to ensure that they're working as they should. To start, we'll put the multimeter into the diode test mode. Just look for the diode component symbol shown here and select that mode. Depending on your multimeter, you might also need to press a function button just to make sure it's actually in diode mode and not trying to measure resistance or something else. And now that we have our multimeter, at this stage it's time for a brief safety disclaimer, because if you're testing a bridge rectifier in a circuit, you should always disconnect power before you perform any tests. It's also a good idea to discharge any capacitors to avoid giving yourself an electric shock. I'll say here as well that when testing bridge rectifiers in circuit, it can usually be done without issue, but removing it from the circuit or isolating it from the circuit, it can help to ensure more accurate results. I'm going to use some small alligator clips just to make it easier to show you what I'm doing while I'm filming, but of course you can use standard multimeter probes for this. For demonstration purposes in this video, I'm going to use this bridge rectifier here. But as explained before, as long as you know which are your 2 AC input legs, which one is the positive DC output, and which one represents negative, you can follow this step by step, regardless of the overall appearance of your particular bridge rectifier. In the diode test mode, the multimeter sends a small amount of current through the component, and then it measures the voltage drop across the diode. In case you didn't know, a diode has exactly 2 states. It either conducts current in one direction, or it ruins your afternoon. And depending on the amount of current, a working silicon diode should show a forward voltage drop of around 0.5 to 0.8 volts in one direction. And in the reverse, we should see an open loop, or on our multimeter, it should say OL, and this indicates infinite resistance in the reverse. Now, as I showed before, in a bridge rectifier, we're essentially needing to test 4 separate diodes, and we can do that by probing the pins in specific pairs. First, we'll connect the negative test lead to the positive DC output terminal of the bridge, and then test to one of the AC terminals. And there we have our forward voltage drop reading on the multimeter. Some multimeters have a beep in the diode test mode to indicate a positive result. Even if yours doesn't provide a beep, just check the voltage reading being shown is between that 0.5 and 0.8 volts that we're looking for. Next, we'll leave the negative test lead connected to the positive terminal of the bridge, and then we'll test to the other AC terminal. And again, we're looking at our forward voltage drop on the multimeter. Third, we'll connect the positive test lead to the negative terminal of the bridge, and then test to one of the AC terminals, and this looks good. And then finally, again, we'll leave the positive test lead still connected to the negative terminal, and test to the other AC terminal. Now that's our first 4 tests used to determine the forward voltage drop across the 4 diodes. And now to complete the test of the bridge rectifier, we want to essentially perform those 4 tests again, but with reverse polarity. And so to do that, we'll connect the positive test lead to the positive terminal of the bridge, and again test to one of the AC terminals. And what we're looking for here is open loop reading on our multimeter, or OL. And again, this indicates infinite resistance on that diode when we're reversing the current flow through it. Next, we'll do the same thing again. So positive test lead on the positive terminal and test to the other AC terminal. Again, we're getting open loop. Third, we'll connect the negative test lead to the negative terminal of the bridge and test to one of the AC terminals. Again, this one looks good. And then finally, the negative test lead can still remain on that negative terminal, but we'll test to the other AC terminal. So 8 tests in all. 4 checking the forward voltage drop, 4 checking the reverse flow on the diode and making sure it's resisting that current flow. And finally, while not entirely necessary, is if you place the black probe on the positive terminal and the red probe on the negative terminal, you should see a double voltage reading. And that's because we're measuring the voltage drop across the whole bridge, or 2 diodes. And so the key takeaway here is that a good rectifier will show a low voltage reading in one direction and an open loop in the other for all 4 diodes. A bad rectifier shows 0 volts or a short circuit or an open loop in both directions. It's also worth mentioning that a bridge rectifier can technically pass a diode or continuity test and still fail in real operation. This is because a multimeter only applies a very small test current, and so while the diodes may behave normally at low power, they can still break down under actual load conditions where heat, current, and reverse voltage stress are much higher. This usually indicates that there is at least some partial damage to the semiconductor materials, and that's sometimes referred to as a soft failure, where essentially the diode begins conducting when it shouldn't. It overheats under load, or it can't actually handle its rated voltage. The result of this might be blown fuses, low or at least unstable DC output, or a rectifier that works briefly before failing as it warms up. If you suspect this issue, the simplest way of confirming is to measure the DC output while it's under load and monitor the temperature of the rectifier for excessive heat. In most cases, though, given these components are inexpensive, replacement is generally the easiest solution. If this video was helpful to you, please support the channel by clicking like and subscribing so you can be notified when I publish more videos like this one. But that's it for this week. Thanks for watching.